Hello, my name is Curtis Kelly, and I am currently an undergraduate student here at the University of Guelph. I would like to welcome you to the Ontario Agricultural College and Ontario Veterinary College Convocation ceremony this afternoon. The University of Guelph is honored by our graduands, and we take great pride in this convocation. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the proceedings today. The ceremonials used for conferring degrees have evolved over a millennium, and the gowns and hoods represent that history. In general, the gowns for the baccalaureate and magisteriate degrees are black, and the color of the hood is different for each degree program. The doctorates at the University of Guelph have a bright blue gown, and the honorary degrees are an even brighter color. The University of Guelph crest that you can see on the curtains behind me also represents our specific history. The emblems in the crest show links with the royal city of Guelph through the white stallion above, the connection to liberal arts through the book, to sciences through the astrolabe, and our connection to abundance and agriculture through the cornucopia. The University of Guelph motto, Rerum cognoscere casus, is a quote from Virgil. It is variously translated to be either happy is the one who is able to ascertain the meaning of things, or perhaps to know the meaning of things. The procession of people into the hall is also influenced by ancient tradition. The piper will herald the start of the procession of graduands, the students that will be graduating today. This will be followed by the arrival of the mace leading the platform party. The mace is a symbol of authority at the university and will be carried by the beadle. In medieval universities, a beadle was chosen by the instructor to work as an assistant. Today, the beadle is the ceremonial officer of Senate. Following the beadle and mace is the vice chancellor, members of the administration and the honorees, fellows of the university, members of the board and senate, and members of faculty and staff. The degrees will be conferred in the order you see in the program. The degrees are separated by categories representing the specific degree being awarded within the college. We will begin with doctorates and magisteriates, followed by the baccalaureate degrees. The name reader will announce the degree being awarded at the start of each category. As the name of each student is called, the beadle will place the hood over the recipient's shoulders. This moment will be videoed, and technology willing, there will be a simultaneous live cast for family members far and wide. Today, the Vice Chancellor, President Franco Vaccarino, will confer the degrees. We understand the joy and excitement accompanying such an auspicious occasion, but we ask that you hold your applause until after each group of graduates has crossed the stage. There will be an opportunity for a truly thunderous applause after each group has graduated. Once all the degrees are conferred and the cheers are cheered, the Vice Chancellor, President Vaccarino, will close the ceremony and a recessional will play. Please remain standing during the recessional until all platform party members have processed out of the hall. May I be the first person to congratulate the graduands on their various successes and offer my congratulations to the family and friends who are here to support them. Welcome to the Convocation at University of Guelph.
True patriot love in all our sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
We acknowledge this land on which we stand today to be the native land of the Attawandaron people. We are honored to be here today. We live in a country that values freedom, in a society that recognizes the dignity of every person. We live in a time of peace. We have been blessed. We have been given the opportunity to learn in a school that believes in excellence, by people of wisdom and compassion. We have been blessed. We have been supported by family, accompanied by friends, and challenged by the world around us to grow through our experiences. Let us enter this present moment with grateful hearts, mindful of what we have received, for we have a future filled with hope. We have been truly blessed. Amen.
Please be seated. Members of the board, honorary fellows and faculty of the university, families and friends of the graduands and graduates, welcome to the celebration of Convocation at the University of Guelph. My name is Franco Vaccarino, and I have the honor and privilege of serving as the president and vice chancellor of this great university. I also would like to extend a particular welcome to this afternoon's special guest, Cornelia Oberlander, who will receive an honorary Doctor of Laws degree, and she will be introduced to you formally in a moment. Dr. Oberlander. I am privileged today to welcome you all to Convocation, and as we begin today's ceremony, let me offer a few congratulatory remarks. First off, graduates, this is your big day. You've worked hard, you've persevered, and you've made it. Well done and well deserved. Now let me share with you a few thoughts and reflections about today. Graduation day is all about transition. It's one of a number of important transitions that you graduates have already made. In fact, a few weeks ago, I had an opportunity to welcome our new first-year students to the University of Guelph, and I reminded them at their arrival that besides being the incoming class of 2015, they are also the graduating class of 2019. And that was a moment for them of traveling forward in time. And so just for a moment, I'd like to travel back in time to your own arrival here a few years ago. Remember how it felt to set foot on campus for the first time as new students. I'm sure there was a mix of emotions, excitement, as well as anticipation, as well as likely some nervousness. Maybe some confidence and hope, but also fear, all at the same time. Well, you clearly figured it all out, exploring the campus, navigating through your classes and programs, your labs, finding friends and mentors, perhaps discovering the wider Guelph community, and importantly, discovering yourselves. It was a time of transition, going from what you were to what you would become, including, by the way, becoming Griffins. Now, graduates, it's time for the next transition. And maybe you're feeling a similar or familiar mix of hope and optimism, while at the same time together with some trepidation and even uncertainty. So think back over the past few years of your studies here at the University of Guelph. You leave us today having gained a body of knowledge in your field and having had a chance to study and work with some of the world's very best researchers, scientists, teachers. And as part of a learning-centered, research-intensive campus, you've also witnessed breakthroughs in scholarship, breakthroughs in research here at the university. You've been part of a diverse and welcoming community, open to differing opinions and shared learning and discovery. And I would suggest that what you have learned goes well beyond the teaching of subject matter strictly. An important part of our mission as a university has been to provide you with the tools to successfully adapt and to navigate through the complexities and the dynamics of a modern society. In our fast-paced world, the gap has narrowed between knowledge generation and the application of knowledge. New ideas become new products at an unprecedented pace. Information and communication technologies and the related democratization of learning and knowledge has become a game changer. Effectively, the distance between today and tomorrow has narrowed. Now, this presents a challenge in some ways, but also great opportunities for all of us. A key challenge, of course, with change and transition is uncertainty, the very thing you may be feeling or facing right now. Now, that is a challenge, but it's also, as I mentioned, a wonderful opportunity. And the opportunity lies in finding what I like to call the upside of uncertainty, taking uncertainty and change and adapting to it in a healthy way. So what does that mean? Well, here at the University of Guelph, it means that our researchers and scholars, for example, anticipate problems and opportunities, and they develop solutions, including, I should mention, solutions to problems that don't even exist yet, problems of the future. For you graduates, it means getting the job done and getting it done well while also being future thinkers. Here at Guelph, we've tried to help you learn to adapt to, and I would suggest to indeed thrive in, tomorrow's ever-changing world. We have looked to provide not just a curriculum and courses for you, but also the life skills or tools for your lifelong survival kit. So today you face a new transition. Some of you will continue on to grad school, others of you will enter the working world, still others will travel or otherwise take time to ponder your next steps. Well, whatever your next move, here at Guelph, we have attempted to provide you with the analytical and the qualitative skills you need to look beyond the world today and to succeed through innovation and problem solving in new and interesting and fresh ways. You have learned, I hope, about adaptation and creativity and innovation. In effect, in many ways, what you've learned is you've learned how to learn, learning to learn. And that's a good thing. As you leave behind the formal classrooms and labs, your learning doesn't end today. In a sense, it's just beginning. Lifelong learning, the process of learning and adapting and applying that learning in new and important ways over your careers and over your lifetime. I like to call it turning knowledge into action, bringing breakthrough ideas to life in powerful ways that can truly change people's lives. Now, you've spent the past few years as part of the university community, and I hope you've also had the chance to learn how you fit into the wider community. Taking that wider view will be essential for you in tomorrow's world. The problems out there will need your solutions, and those problems are multifaceted, they're multidimensional. Over the years, you will see that you will need to bring together different perspectives, different points of view. You will blend knowledge and ideas from different disciplines and apply that knowledge in innovative and exciting ways. Knowledge in action. And that, in many ways, is what finding the upside of uncertainty is all about. So as you enter this exciting next stage of your lives, I encourage you to draw upon all of your University of Guelph experiences. As learners and as members, I would suggest, of a very special community, and to bring the very best you have to offer to every experience. Continue taking pride in your achievements. Embrace the opportunities that arise. Look to create your own opportunities and find ways to take what you have learned here to engage with and to actually make a difference in your world, our world. And of course, there's one more thing, and this one's for certain. Once a Griffin, always a Griffin. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate of the University of Guelph, it is my great pleasure and privilege to present to you Cornelia Hahn Oberlander for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Cornelia Hahn Oberlander's career as a landscape architect spans over 6 decades. She is known nationally and internationally for outstanding professional work that is considered to be a tribute to the ideals of the profession. One of the earliest female graduates of the Harvard Graduate School of Design, Cornelia Oberlander went on to be one of the few women practicing landscape architecture in Canada, inspiring many landscape architects. For her unflinching high standards and her courage to maintain her principles, she is held in great esteem among design professionals. Ms. Oberlander brings to her design work a high level of conceptual thinking based on solid research. As a leader in the development of sustainable design, she is meticulous in researching soil, water, plants, climate and microclimate, local ecology and local materials, and always designs for human health and well-being. She has made visible the importance of design through her built work, writing, and speaking. The full list of her landscape architecture projects is truly impressive. Some of her most iconic and internationally recognized collaborations with architects include the Provincial Government Complex, Robson Square, as well as the Museum of Anthropology at the University of British Columbia with Arthur Erickson Architects, the Van Dusen Botanical Gardens, the New York Times Building Courtyard Garden, the Canadian Embassy in Berlin, and the Northwest Territories Legislative Assembly Building. Ms. Oberlander has received many awards. Perhaps the most significant are Officer of the Order of Canada in 2009, the Canadian Society of Landscape Architects' first Lifetime Achievement Award in 2006, the 2011 Sir Geoffrey Jellicoe Award from the International Federation of Landscape Architects, and the 2012 ASLA Medal from the American Society of Landscape Architects. Most recently, Susan Harrington's book, Making the Modern Landscape, documents her career. As we celebrate 50 years of landscape architecture at the University of Guelph, it is very fitting that I now ask you, Mr. Vice Chancellor, to confer upon Cornelia Oberlander the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
By the authority of the Senate of the University of Guelph, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws. Congratulations. Dr. Oberlander will now give the convocation address.
But Claire didn't put it on my on. What did Claire do?
What did Claire do with your notes?
It's not on my chair. We have to look for it like Easter egg. What did she do? I'm so sorry. I don't know it all by heart, so I wrote it 3 times. So you just have to wait now.
We'll get a hold of it.
But what did she do? She said she put it here. Yes. You should never leave anything for other people.
There's the lesson for the day right there.
Yeah, the lesson for the day is
Yes.
that when I supervise my installations that from the drawings to the reality, that there is a lot of work to be done supervising the installations. And this is one of those installations that I haven't controlled. You know, Kathy has seen it. Well, I think she must have hidden it.
We're just we're going to get those notes in 1 minute, and we'll be up.
Where is she?
We're going to find that out as well. So.
Well, shall we?
Yeah.
What shall we entertain each other?
I think we can sit down just for a moment.
She's going up for us.
So, Malcolm, maybe we can just say what we'll do.
Lest you think I'm going to ad-lib a speech at this point in time, I want to allay any concerns that might be the case. My name is Malcolm Campbell. I am the recently appointed Vice President Research here at University of Guelph, and I'm delighted to have returned to the university, and it looks like the speech has arrived. And I'll come back to that point shortly. In the meantime, Professor Oberlander.
Imagine this speech arrived. I'm deeply honored to be here today, and I'm sorry for the intermission. Mr. Vice Chancellor, members of the board, senior administration, deans, faculty, friends, family, and of course the graduates. It is a great honor and pleasure to be invited to address this convocation ceremony. Hearty congratulations to all of you graduates of the Ontario Agricultural College, Ontario Veterinary College, including those students who are graduating in the field of landscape architecture. Congratulations also to their families who helped to achieve this goal for you. You are graduating in the electronic age. You are bombarded with images and sound and beeps and apps throughout your day. You have studied at a school which was founded a long time ago. After many years of deliberation, it also included landscape architecture. I wrote in the Community Planning Review in 1956 that Canada should establish landscape architecture departments to train students who are taught fundamentals of landscape design, contemporary architectural principles, a thorough understanding of site planning and site engineering, a knowledge of plant materials, and above all, understanding teamwork. Landscape architects trained in this manner will achieve a status commensurate with its social importance. I continue to say that in the near future, one of the Canadian universities will establish such a school to train young men and women in a wide open and very exciting field. A few years later, in 1965, the University of Guelph established the first landscape architecture program. It was created on the foundation of the old agricultural college. Victor Chanasi was its first director. Thus, landscape architecture started to flourish at Guelph, with many notable graduates who were exposed to be the best practitioner of our time. In 1983, the students had the pleasure to hear lectures by one of the great landscape architects, namely Sir Geoffrey Jellicoe, founder of the International Federation of Landscape Architects and a great proponent of collaboration with other professionals. He taught conceptual thinking in all fields here at Guelph. In 1965, Macklin Hancock, an eminent graduate of the Harvard Graduate School of Design, prepared the University of Guelph Master Development Plan. Thus, the campus became part of the skills of our profession. Today, all the fields of the graduates are well-established professions. However, new dimensions have entered all our work in every department, whether it's agriculture or whether it is breeding of animals for food. We have to limit our footprint on a crowded planet. Second, we have to address climate change in all our work. And thirdly, we have to find solutions to renew our connections to the land. How can we renew our connection to the land? We have to go forward to think about this. We have learned from the eminent scientist W.O. Wilson, who wrote Biophilia Hypotheses, and who suggested there is a biologically based instinctive bond between humans and their environment. In short, we all long to be surrounded by nature, which is built into our genes. He further urges us to preserve every scrap of biodiversity as priceless while we learn to use it and come to understand what it means to humanity. All you graduates today are committed to protect the natural environment, which includes clean air to breathe, clean water to drink, and clean soil to grow our food. As an 11-year-old, I aspired to become a landscape architect, and I already then dreamt of parks to surround our cities, which today means urban forests, river parks, nature reserves, woodlands, accessible green roofs, and community gardens for food production. This requires the application of all old and new environmental technology, which we have to practice. The Brundtland Report in 1987, Our Common Future, urged us to work on sustainable guidelines, and the United Nations hoped to establish policies for sustainable urban growth. However, a new thing entered into our field: climate change. The most recent report of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change confirms that the warming of the climate change is unparalleled. The atmospheres and oceans have warmed and acidified. Glaciers have receded in the Rockies, and at the Beaufort Sea, where I've been working, there's no ice. The tankers go from Russia right through the Northwest Passage to Asia. I've seen it. The amounts of snow and ice in the Arctic have diminished, and we suffer from unexpected floods, rising sea levels, tornadoes, and forest fires, which were grim this summer. The concentrations of greenhouse gases have increased, and human influence on the climate system is clear. The scale of these environmental challenges demands that we alter our designs and attitudes towards the land. The planet is finite, and land is a resource, not a commodity. My dictum for a long time has been achieving a fit between the built form and the land. Limiting our footprint on each side is of utmost importance. Building with recycled materials and zero carbon guidelines should be legislated by our municipality for all building sites. We must act now. There's no time to lose. In all our professions, we must practice what I call the 3 R's: research, shouldering responsibility, and taking risks. We need what I call VIM, that's not the cleaning powder, namely vision, imagination, and motivation. in order to accomplish these goals in all our pursuits. It is up to you who are trained in the latest methods of our time to achieve these goals. I count on you that you will be able to change the course of our lives on this planet with new inventions and ideas. We must all proceed carefully with 5 Ps, namely patience, persistence, politeness, professionalism, and passion for all we do on this earth. The emphasis in the future will be to create public spaces which protect landscape features such as hills and water courses, treat plaza and boulevards in our city to allow us for street life. Each project balances the man-made and the natural environment by creating unity and harmony between buildings and their specific sites through well-thought-out design solutions, which can only be achieved through interdisciplinary teamwork and professions. Many years ago, on June 4th, 1987, the eminent urban planner, housing expert, and author Humphrey Carver, and here sits his son, Peter Carver, received an honorary degree from the University of Guelph, in which he told us about the founding of the Canadian Society of Landscape Architects and told us about our profession, namely several stages. Stage 1 was garden making. Stage 2 was making pleasure gardens. And stage 3 was to take care of the explosion of people from the city. And he said, at the 4-lane highway with all the cars, there is a wilderness, and we should treasure that. He urged us to look at big cities so that they will have green belts, so that you can walk in the countryside. And he urged us to build garden cities in the further away and called it the biological model of the growing organism. In his address, Humphrey Carver bemoans the loss of green spaces for our replenishment. He concludes that we must find a way to get away from highways and automobiles and go for a walk in the wilderness. Today, more than ever, we must design for all of us living in cities such spaces. We must allow for rewilding to give pleasure to the users. Plant what you see is my motto, and not plant strange plants that can't stand climate change, droughts, water, rain, tornadoes. In conclusion, allow me to read a poem by one of Canada's icons, Emily Carr, which appeals to our 5 senses. And this morning I drove past those wonderful maple trees that were planted some 100 years ago here, and they greeted me and made me think of the importance of life with trees. And Emily Carr wrote, "What seest thou? Cedar, pine, autumn fir, straight and tall, pointing always to the blue sky, organized, orderly form, tangled of dense undergrowth, smothering, choking, struggling in the distance, receding plane after plane, rising, falling, warm and cold greens, gnarled stump of great in bough. What hearest thou, whispering, murmuring, now loud, now soft, the trees talking, squeaking, groaning, creaking, sometimes tree trunks chafing against each other, the saucy screech of a blue day, the kingfisher's clatter, and the chatter of an occasional squirrel resenting my intrusion. What smellest thou? The sweet smell of growing things, of moist earth and sun-ripening berries. The faint wildflower smell, the spicy smell of new pine growth, and the dear smell of cedar when you crush it. What feelest thou? The reality of growth and life and light, the sweetness of Mother Nature, the nearness of God in the unity faculty of the universe, peace, contentment. What tastest thou? The full, pure joy of life. And so you graduates go forth into this world with courage and mastery of your skills. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Oberlander. Please join me in thanking Dr. Oberlander once more for two things. First of all, for her inspiring and sage words that I'm sure will resonate with you, graduates, for a good many years to come. And secondly, for the way in which she showed poise, dignity, and incredible flexibility as we dealt with a moment of calamity here. Another lesson that I hope resonates with you for a good many years to come. Thank you, Dr. Oberlander. You may recall a couple of minutes ago, I said to you, my name's Malcolm Campbell. I'm the recently appointed Vice President Research here at University of Guelph. And it gives me great pleasure to return to University of Guelph. And I say return because graduates like you, 30 years ago, I sat waiting for my first degree here at University of Guelph. 25 years ago, I sat here again waiting for my second degree here at University of Guelph. And then family and friends. 29 years ago, and then 5 years ago, and 2 years ago, I sat here as a family member waiting for my life partner to be granted her degree, and then 2 of our children to be granted their degrees. And I know how special today is for all of you, and it gives me great pleasure to be back here amongst you for that special occasion. And it gives me the greatest pleasure to say that we've now come to that moment that you've all been waiting for. So graduates, will you please rise? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars who fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University of Guelph that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I hereby accept you for admission to your various and several degrees with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto.
Will the members of the graduating class please be seated?
Good afternoon, graduates and proud family and friends of the graduates. My name is Teresa Crease, and I'm the Associate Dean of Graduate Studies. I'm sure you will all be excited, perhaps a little relieved, certainly happy to see your graduate walk across the stage and be greeted by the Vice Chancellor. And you may want to express your emotions in some audible manner. This is perfectly fine. Please go ahead. However, we would ask that the general audience please hold your collective applause until after the presentation of each of the degree programs. We will give you the cue. Thank you. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Vivian Adams. Carolyn Brickus. Nicola Jean Day. Elke Eikeman. Nicole Harner. Janway He. Heather Yvonne McDonald Kincaid. Adam David Morris. Glynis Mary Parrott. Jose Luis Rodriguez Gil. Song-Young Shong. Cody Thompson. Please join me in congratulating our doctoral graduates. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Veterinary College that they may be admitted to the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Colleen O'Rourke Best. Natalie Ann Carter. Li Deng. Jacqueline Christine Ferris. Sarah Elizabeth Franks. Graham Campbell Gilchrist. Nelson Ho. Mosumorla Elena Ogadembe. Kayla Jane Perkle. Wendy Pons. This is the first one. Okay. So we're done. This degree. Please join me in congratulating our doctoral graduates. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Veterinary College that they may be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Veterinary Science. Ari G. Amanda Julia Mance. Please join me in congratulating our graduates. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree Master of Environmental Science. Michelle Elizabeth Berger. Jacob Philip Cole. Chantal Lynn Drost. Jennifer Doris Fulton. Basil Obezi Ikpe. Sewe Jin. Claire Capewell Lacina. Thomas Sokolowski. Jiwei Zhang. Oh, that's the last one, should I? Please join me in congratulating our graduates. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Landscape Architecture. Jessica Lynn Bromer. Elena Rebecca Ann Christie. Okay. How are you on this? Okay, sorry. Natasha Collins. Please join me in congratulating our graduates. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree Master of Science. Tasneem Ahmad. Kristen Rose Alves. Maysoon Amin. Adrian Dallas Andrew. Izaz Anjum. Melissa Amy Lynn Atkinson. Nishanti Bala Subramaniam. Michael Ben Israel. Heather Mary Bromley. Torben Bridges. Denise M. Cooper. Ernest Gagno Damali. Kathleen Montgomery Dicker. Pollyanna Maxine Galdamez. Sukman Gruel. Haying Howe. Chad Gordon Henderson. Katrina Joyce M. Hodson Kratke. Hang Kang. Emily Isabel Kaufman. Hae Won Kim. Bethia Morgan Cook. Jennifer Lewis Clark. Gisa Mandaris. Meredith Ellen Miller. Miro Mo. Emily Lynn Moeller. Jocelyn Ong. Hilda Marin Odshorn. Morgan Anna Overvest. Ricky Lynn Rathwell. Julia Frances Lee Robertson. Tamalika Saha. Katrin Anna-Rose Sawatsky. Justine Yvette Shield. Joshua Skapinker. Lisa Marie Ariel Skirtich. Melissa Spears. Anastasia Stellato. Ewan Sun. Akalate Abebe Tessima. Shannon Elizabeth Thibodeau. Michael Tomasic. Morgan Christine Trotter. Weijia Wang. Yi Wang. Card. Longfeng Wang. Ran Shun. Miao Chao. Ming Fei Chao. Please join me in congratulating our Master of Science graduates. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College, that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Science in Planning. Nicholas Paul Fagan. Benjamin Kistner. Davin Marcus Raha. John Spencer McDonald. Mitchell Morowitz. Andrew Edward Arthur Peach. Bryce Edward Sharp. Jan Linden Soduknow. Oops, that's the end. Okay. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you this scholar from the Ontario Agricultural College that he may be granted a graduate diploma. Calvin Mula Tanning. Please join me in congratulating all of our Ontario Agricultural College graduates. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Veterinary College that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Biomedical Sciences. Nicole Adriana de Jong. Dylan Ronald Engel. Kaylee Ann Hogarth. Kathy Matucheska. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Veterinary College that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Science. James Graham Ackford. Allison Marie Elizabeth Barr. Stacy Jean Butler. Adele Pauline Carty. Christine Elizabeth Friesen. Ilana Galatis. Diane Gibbard. Eric Jong. Amanda Matilda Perry. Steve Ramkisoon. Alexandra Stefan Razuk. Kyle Andrew Runkles. Mithri Vishwanathan. Anson Kakwan Wu. Those are our graduate scholars. Please join me in congratulating all of them.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you this scholar from the Ontario Agricultural College that she may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Honors Program. Lindsay Jean Samet. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science in Environmental Sciences Honors Program. Luke Wayne Ecclestone. Alexander Stephen Heim. Karen King Yan Lung. Joshua Levin. Philip Zefarowski. Samantha Tomsick. Carly Tyance. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you this scholar from the Ontario Agricultural College that he may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Landscape Architecture Honors Program. Ajipal Dat. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science Honors Program. Alicia Michelle Da Silva. Yi Ji Ding. Jeremy Ramshaw. Amber Lee Simpson. Brian Ekman Tinsa. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agriculture Honors Program. Martin Jonas Bertens. Douglas Little. Viraj Patel. Megan Grace Taylor. Congratulations to all the graduates from the great Ontario Agricultural College.
It's now time to confer the degrees in absentia, but before I do that, please join me in thanking Associate Dean Teresa Crease and Dean of the Ontario Agriculture College, Rob Gordon, for presenting today's graduates. Thank you both. Maybe also worth quickly acknowledging Dean Gordon, as this is one of his last convocation ceremonies here at University of Guelph. So thank you very much for that, Rob. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I would ask you to confer the various and several degrees on the graduates listed in the program, but unable to be present at this ceremony.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I confer the various and several degrees in absentia on the graduates not present.
Thank you.
Well, graduates, you did it. Well done. Congratulations. Well, as you can imagine, we're all very proud of you here at the University of Guelph, and we'll certainly remain interested to see how the foundations that you have developed here as students will support you in the future. And we want to make sure that we continue to celebrate your achievements and successes, and really do hope that you'll stay in touch with the university and with the Ontario Agricultural College, as well as the other colleges here represented here. Remember that you're always welcome here at the University of Guelph, and that although you're a student for a short time, remember that you're a Griffin forever. So well done, and again, congratulations. Now, I will mention that little blip at the beginning when we were looking for Dr. Oberlander's notes. You probably thought that was actually a true blip. That was all planned. It was all planned. And it was part of your training for uncertainty and the unexpected, and how to adapt in a healthy way to the unexpected. So there you go. So following convocation, Rob Gordon, Dean of the Ontario Agricultural College, and Jeff Witchell, are our recently appointed Dean of the Ontario Veterinary College, will host a reception for all the graduates and their guests in the Art Gallery of Guelph, and that's just located across the road. And this really is an opportunity to congratulate the graduates, and we really hope that you can arrange to attend. Now, after you've all taken the photos that you require, would graduates, just a small reminder, graduates to please return their gowns to the tent outside, just directly behind War Memorial Hall. Every once in a while, we're all very focused graduates. There's sometimes a tendency to just keep going as you walk out the door, but if you could just drop them off at the tent before you go on. Thank you. Now, also, I should just mention, we host 5 convocation ceremonies today. And waiting outside is the next group of families, as you can imagine, eager to see their graduates cross the stage. And if you'll please exit through the doors on my right and left at the front end here of the room, we'll be able to prepare the hall for the next group. So thank you again for that. And once again, congratulations to the graduates. And I will say that one of the parts of the formalities of this ceremony is that the Chancellor, and today in this case the Vice Chancellor, me, gets the final word. Final words, actually. Final words are, convocation is dismissed. Well done. Congratulations.